Good morning, my name is Paul and I feel rough because apart from being one of the trustees of Gosford Bay Outdoors, charged with the renovation of the old Towford Outdoor Centre which is behind me here, I camped last night. I'm not a young man anymore. Camping, it's a young man's game. I've got something in my eye. If you've not got something in your eye after you've spent the night in a tent, then I don't know what you're doing, because you're not camping. I've got something in this eye and I don't know what it is. Is there something in it? Spider, a beetle, who knows. Right, so in the last video we said we'd show you around the buildings. There's two buildings. There's the outdoor centre itself, and then over here there's an outbuilding which used to be the old school toilet. So let's go there first. What we have here are 1, 2, 3 cubicles. So there's 2 on this side and there's 1 around the other side. And we've got this mystery thing here. We're not really sure what this is. It doesn't have any other doors other than the one that you can see, which is this one. It's really weird. It's like this door, but I'll show you. Hold on, I'll put you in there. So it's got like in the room, the door, it's like a window. It's like an ice cream kiosk, but with no door. You would just serve ice cream out of here, but you'd have to climb out the hatch when you'd finish. That's not a very good metaphor, but the point is that I think it had maybe a plant in it, like heating plant or something, hot water maybe, some sort of boiler or something. Other people think maybe it was a log store or a coal store, but that doesn't make any sense because you need to like climb in to get the coal out. If you know what that is, tell me. So these are the outbuildings. Our plans for the outbuildings are basically, it's not a priority, but we want to get them back operating as toilets for people who are camping. That's our plan for the outbuildings. Let's go and look at the main building. Coming in the main door, we come into the land, and it's a bit dark in here because it just is a bit dark. So directly opposite the door, we have stairs up to the first floor. The 2 main dorms are there. Coming in on the left is leader dorm 1. We come in here. This is the room that is the least minging. It's still minging, but it's the room that's got the least kind of damage, the least damp damage. So this is leader dorm 1. Let's go over to leader dorm 2. Not the new curtains. Right, okay. But like, this is leader dorm 2. This is slightly smaller than leader dorm 1. Room for a couple of bunk beds. As you can see, there's been extensive rainwater ingress from upstairs, and it's kind of seep. I mean, this is like years of ingress, which is a bit of a problem. We're going to have to get the floor joists checked before we do anything else. It's all part of the grand plan. So this is leader dorm 2, and it is on the right as you come in the door. Leader dorm 1's through there. Out into the main sort of hallway. I assuming this was a school. These were school offices, and the rooms upstairs were the classrooms. Let's go to the main communal area. It's down there and to the right. We're in the main communal area. I believe this was the dining room back in the day. So there would have been, at its height, 40 farmers' children, country pupils, farm workers' children in here having lunch, some sort of gruel, as I imagine it. It wouldn't have been gruel. It wouldn't have been gruel. Anyway, the point is that this would be the main communal area of the outdoor centre, and it's quite a good space. We thought it's quite high ceilinged here. We thought about maybe putting in a cheeky wee mezzanine floor over here, some sort of fun sort of area for, you know, where kids could just climb up into and just kind of have as their own. But to be honest, I don't know if we're going to do that because that'd be a lot of money and building warrants and all sorts of other stuff. And what we'll do is, and I'll leave the camera on so you can get an idea of your bearings, is we'll go through to the kitchen, which is back out. Oh, so dark. As we pass here, the toilets and showers are there, but we'll go there in a wee minute. Into the kitchen, which we're in now. Ooh, it's quite a long kitchen. So That gruel I mentioned would have been made in this room back in the early 20th century. It wouldn't have been gruel, it would have been something tasty. So this is the kitchen. It has been decorated and revamped. These units are all new. Obviously there's no cooker in just now, but it does require extensive work. One thing to say about this place is that the water supply is off grid. As you can see down here, this is our water supply coming in here. There was charcoal, hold on a minute. Charcoal. What is, it's because I slept rough last night, that's why. There were charcoal filters here, but there's this infrared thing now, but it doesn't work. Obviously there's no power into the building, so anyway, the point is that the water's off grid, and we'd like to get the building more off grid, so when we do the renovation we want to put some solar panels on the roof, maybe get a wind turbine out. So there's a big sink here, it's a good space, ideal for the amount of people that would be in the building, get a decent sized fridge, freezer type thing, lots of scope. So what we'll do now is we'll go back out the door and we'll go and check out the bogs. Let's check the bogs out. We'll not hang around in the bogs, we'll just check them. We'll just quickly check them. I've come out the back door because this is the toilet lean-to. This is when the outbuildings, the toilets in there sort of fell out of use, they built this. And I think to cater for this outdoor centre had 30 beds when it was running as an outdoor centre, so they probably needed more toilets. So they built this lean-to wooden structure here. It's completely rotten, it's damp, the roof has leaked for as long as we were coming here in the late 90s with scouts, and it leaked then. So what you've got here is 2 toilet cubicles, 2 sinks, and then over this side there are 2 shower cubicles in there. And it was never really enough for the amount of people that could sleep in the building. 2 showers for 30 people is not enough. And also the water pressure couldn't really cope with doing dishes, flushing toilets and having showers at the same time. So all that needs addressed. Let's go in and have a look at the toilets. Ooh, it's exciting. So the toilets are here now. The pipes in here were all frozen and split. So earlier this year I replaced all the pipes, and not all of them, I patched them and got the water back on. So we don't have potable drinking water here, but we do have flushing toilets. So there's 2 sinks, it all works, but this is going to get knocked down, this is getting pulled down and replaced. Like for like. We're not doing anything with the footprint of the building, we're not knocking any walls down, we're just keeping it the same. So, but this needs rebuilt because it's minging. The showers are a delight, I think you'll agree. As you can see, ooh, that's a smell. Ooh, that's musty. I've actually used these showers. And if you're coming out with a group of scouts, or young people generally, safeguarding is not on your side with these showers. 2 cubicles, the door, I think the door locked, but yeah, not much in the way of privacy. We're thinking about going to 2 unisex cubicles with a toilet, sink and shower in this new lean-to somehow. Not quite sure that's going to work, but we're getting rid of that. Maybe put a wee store there and put those 2 unisex shower and WC cubicles there. There's one up the stairs and there's a storeroom up the stairs that we're thinking about turning into another unisex toilet, shower with a sink. Let's go upstairs now. Unless you want to look at the showers again, because they are a delight. So here we are on the top landing. We've actually done a wee bit of work in these rooms. It's really important when you're doing a renovation to understand that you have to take several steps backwards before you can take any steps forward. So please bear that in mind when you see these rooms, because it does look like they've been hit by a bomb. So we've got another WC down here, where there's a toilet in there and 3 sinks. Obviously the 3 sinks with a mind to these 2 dorms being full of kids. So we'll put the 3 sinks back in probably, and we're going to shoehorn a shower in there, maybe turn the toilet around, get a shower around there. Upstairs dorm 1. There's a bit of a guddle. All the plaster was rotten. I mean, honestly, there's so much daylight. Can you even see that? There's so much daylight coming through the roof there. If you can see daylight through the roof, that's not a good sign. So basically what we've done in here, I think 5 or 6 weeks ago we were in and we hoiked all the plaster off the wall, and it was old school lath. Is it lath? Plaster lath? That stuff, you know, the skinny wood. There's lots of this. And they just slap the plaster on and it kind of keys in and does that sort of thing. So there's lots of it, as you can see, and we've been stripping it off. So we've got more work to do in here, and then we need to continue with that. We need to get a skip in. What we've been doing in between times, obviously, is trimming, but also improving the road at the gate so that we can get a skip lorry in, because it wasn't wide enough. So this is I don't know, we're not naming these dorms, but this is one of the dorms upstairs. This had 5 bunk beds in, so slept 10 in this room, 10 in the other room. It had wooden bunk beds in, and they were ancient, so we took those out and demolished those. We did that last year. And in the other room, let's go there now. I would do one of those fancy things that YouTubers do, you know, where you jump up in this room and you land in the other room, but I don't know how to do that. So, well, I'm just going to walk going into the other dorm, which is even worse. We're not quite finished this one, so I'll just get to a place where you can see my face. There we go. So we've got a window here. So this is the other room, which you, I think, will agree is no less well appointed than the other room. Or in the corner there is the storeroom I talked about. So in there, I think we're going to put another shower and WC, and we'll probably have adjoining doors from both dorms, so that A, both dorms can access it, and B, if anyone's in there having a shower and they forget to lock the other door, someone will come in and get a cheap thrill. The thing about that is that safeguard's an issue, right? I get that. I understand that. But see, when we've been out and about on expeditions along the Great Glen Way, up the West Highland Way, around the North Coast 500, all these places, the best hostels are the quirky ones, the ones that aren't like factory set, you know, where everything is perfect. You want a little bit of quirk, you know, artwork on the walls. I mean, you don't want like cold showers and sit baths. You want to be comfortable, but a wee bit of quirk is okay. It's a good idea. I haven't said anything about accessibility. I don't know if it's possible to make this building accessible to disabled people. I think downstairs we would certainly have an accessible shower WC downstairs. We would try and accommodate that, but in a building which is as old as this, I don't know. We're going to have a discussion about that. But as you can see upstairs, we've got quite a lot of work to do. We need to get all this stuff chucked out the window and into a skip. And as, I don't know if you can see that up there, but there are specks of daylight through the roof as well. The other idea that we had was to actually go up into the attic and have like some sort of shower space up there. But that feels expensive, so I don't know if we're going to do that. So I'll stop boring you. That's the building. Good job.
Why videoing?